Yo, what is good, everybody? My name is the Coaster King, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 8 roller coasters at Busch Gardens Williamsburg in Virginia. So I went to this park last summer, had a lot of fun, and definitely have an interesting interpretation on where I think the coasters rank, and I'm sure you guys are going to have some things to say about it, so definitely check this video out. Starting off number 8 is going to be their kiddie coaster, Grover's Alpine Express. I really don't have too much to say about it. It's a kiddie coaster, so yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it's a kiddie coaster. Number 7, I have Invader. Invader is their new wooden hybrid coaster. It's technically a hybrid because it does have steel supports. I didn't think it was very forceful. I felt like it was very forceless. In fact, I really didn't find any good airtime or laterals. Some of these hills were literally just forceless and pointless. The restraints were nice, which is cool. But I do understand this coaster wasn't made for enthusiasts like me. It was made for like a smaller group of kids, and that's exactly who it tailors towards, and I totally get that. So I think it's a great kiddie coaster and a great like starter ride for kids who are just trying to get involved with the rides. But for me, I just don't think it's that good of a ride compared to some of the other ones at the park. Number 6, I'm going to have a Loch Ness Monster. This ride is extremely old, and it's known for their interlocking loops that it does have. It has 2 lift hills. It's a very long ride, and I actually enjoyed it a lot. I just think that this park is so stacked with their rides that you really can't consider it to be that good of a ride compared to the rest of them, and that's why I do only have it here at number 6. But I really just think it should get some respect because it is a fun ride. It's very rough, of course. It is an extremely old ride, so that's definitely kind of why it's down here. But once again, it's still a fun ride. Definitely a must ride when you get to the park. Number 5, I have Tempesta. This Premier Rides launch coaster is pretty good. Definitely a lot of fun. I actually have it in my top 25, just barely. I think it's in there. I definitely liked it. The one thing I didn't like was the comfort collars it does have. Those are definitely very uncomfortable and almost ruin the ride. The restraints are really bad, but I love the hang time on that little inline twist at the top, and the launches are exhilarating. Overall, very fun ride. No complaints really. Number 4 is going to be their gigantic B&M invert Alpengeist. This is a huge B&M invert, but I felt it did have a huge rattle, and that's kind of why it's all the way down here at number 4. Some people like to have it 2 or 3 in the park, but I just did not like that rattle. I feel like it really took a lot away from what the ride wanted to do. I love the theming. I like how you'll see in a second, it kind of interacts with a bunch of different surroundings that it has. I really like that, but still I feel like it was pretty forceless and obviously a little rough as it is an older ride, but definitely better than like the Batman clones just because of its sheer size compared to them. It really goes quick, and it's a ginormous ride, man. Even next to Griffin, you can see like how big it is, and that's just kind of insane to think about. Number 3, we have an awesome POV of Bolton. Obviously, it's an half indoor roller coaster at least. And by the way, if you haven't been to this park, I would click off the video. Spoiler alert. I really like the theming to this ride. On the inside there, the theming is awesome. You really feel like you're in the forest or whatever you are, because I know it changes. And I definitely love that about the ride. Obviously, same with everyone else in the world. My favorite part was the drop track. Definitely a lot of fun. I thought the ride was like broken down or something. I actually didn't know about it going in, so that was kind of crazy. I did not have any expectations for this ride, so that's maybe why it's all the way up here, number 3, above Alpengeist. But yeah, I didn't have too many expectations, but it definitely blew me away, and it was an awesome, fun ride. It really, you didn't get too many forces, but of course, just the use of theming and like this drop right here is really cool. And I even got like a backstage tour of it and saw the theming firsthand and how the drop track worked, and that was just so cool. So that's why I really liked for Bolton, and I also have that in my top 25. Number 2, I'm sure not a lot of people are gonna like. I have Apollo's Chariot, their B&M Hyper. Coming into the park, this was the one I was the most excited for. I was insanely excited for this ride, to be honest, and it let me down. I really did not. I was expecting a better version of Nitro and did not get that. So although it was a fun ride, it definitely had some good elements. It really just wasn't, that good of a B&M Hyper. Also, when I say that not that good of a B&M Hyper, that's, still a great ride, just because B&M Hypers are awesome. But I was expecting something a little better than Nitro, and did not find it in this ride. It really did not have all the airtime I wanted to. Had a few good moments of it, like the one that's coming up here in a few seconds after the mid-course. But other than that, you really don't get too much airtime, and that's why maybe I got a bad ride on it. Yeah, I did not like this ride as much as I liked Nitro and some of the other Hypers. It does have a little bit of a rattle, if you're wondering, and that kind of takes away from the ride, but not too much. I feel like all Hypers have a rattle at this point, so yeah, definitely not a bad ride, but just not as good as the number 1 coaster, which is, as we're going to see in a second, I'm sure you guys can put it together already, Griffon. Griffon is their giant dive coaster. Coming to the park, I had no expectations for it because I had not been on a dive coaster before, but this ride absolutely blew me away. It was awesome. It really was amazing, all the forces you got on it, and I really fell in love with the ride. I think it's super underrated, and I do think it is better than Apollo's Chariot. Obviously, it's a short ride. I feel like all dive coasters are short rides, but this one definitely was a lot of fun. You got some great forces, great hang time, and some of the elements are just awesome. If you ride in the back row, you get really flung out of your seat on the drop, and that's something I really liked. And I like how it uses that splashdown element, and the ride is just awesome. I think it's super underrated and one of my favorite rides in the world, to be honest. That's me, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you guys would rank the rides and stuff like that. Also, let me know future video ideas, stuff like that. I'll see you guys next time.